meeting of the Community Housing Board to order. The first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to ask everybody to review the minutes.
They look good to me.
Motion to approve. I read them.
Second.
All right, favor? Aye, great. Awesome. Okay, so the first item that we have is just an update on the ADU +1 program. So I had a call with CDC LI Wednesday. I don't even know what is time. And so we have, let's see, we have 1 done. We've got 3 in construction. And then we have 5 behind it that are approved. So for a total of 9. We have 3 in application status behind that. So I don't know where that, you know what I mean? Like they're kind of like working out financing, blah, 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 blah. So, but like I said, we've got 9 in. So that's pretty good. So our total, you know, I'm assuming, if you assume that everybody's going to get the maximum of the grant because building is expensive, so I'm just mentally assuming that, then that's like full subscription for both rounds of the grant would be 18. So we're about halfway through. So that's doing good. We've got 3 behind that. So feeling good. Patrick, who's new on their team, he's been there the last couple months, has really been helping drive the process. And this last meeting was great. I had Casey, Patrick, who is the like the project manager. Their guy, Dave Rosen, runs their whole building department, and then their building expediter, who they've hired for Shelter Island, was also on it. So we were like on these meetings, it's like all brass tacks, you know what I mean? It's like, so we're really in it. The only other thing I wanted to just say, well, we're going to be doing an information session on March 1st at the firehouse. And so we have some social media assets. Thank you, Bran. And Maria is going to put up some posters, which we already have printed. They're going to go up next week, I think. So, and I think they're going to put something in the paper, and then there's going to be a mailing, I think, that they're going to do around it as well, to solicit more applications. The only challenges that I really saw is that we've been having some, I don't know if you guys remember, but there's a new county program to help cover some of the septic costs, and which is great, right? Because the current septic grant system doesn't do that. But they're still working out the application. Like it's just takes a long time. And so we currently have 1 that's waiting on the certificate of occupancy for this grant. And I anticipate we have another 1 that's kind of in the next tranche is probably going to get held up on that too. So I'm trying to kind of figure out if there's anything that can be done to expedite that.
Sounds like you have to get a CMO before you can apply for the grant.
No, it's the opposite.
You have to have the grant fully executed before you can install the septic system, otherwise you lose the grant funding, so that's the hiccup. If you could apply for the grant after the fact, it wouldn't be a problem, because then you could do it all, get your CO and then get reimbursed, but it's not
You can't do it. Yeah, so it's annoying, and the process is a process. So it's like not, anyway, we're, you know, as usual with this program, we're kind of like a little bit on the bleeding edge of it. So like, it's been a little bit frustrating, but anyway, just kind of applying pressure and just going as fast as we can. So, but that, I just wanted to like say that was something that kind of had come up.
Liz, can I just ask real quick? I just want to make sure I've got the numbers.
Yeah.
You've got 1 done, 3 under construction, 5 approved, and 3 finishing the paperwork.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so like 9 approved, in construction or done, like, and that kind of like, and then 3 behind that. And then, we're gonna do another big push in 2 weeks. So full subscription would be 18, so I feel good.
Pretty good.
Well, I thought 16 was the top. Is it 8?
Maybe I'm lying. You might be right, sir.
Okay. Anyway, it's close either way.
Yeah, we got it. We're not there yet, so
Right.
they'll tell us when we get too many approved. Or I'll go back to the state and tell them to give us more money. All right, RFQ update. At long last, so the RFQ should be published today. Should have been published, no, is that right? Yes, today, the 13th, today's the 13th?
Today's the 13th.
Yes, yeah. What is time? So it should have gone out today. It's on the website already, which it was, and so I had already reached out to some folks who had previously expressed interest to let them know. I'm trying to make time to do a longer call with Kate Casey in East Hampton to kind of chat about stuff, but it wasn't even really out, so I was just like, oh, that's kind of weird. I don't even have anything to point her at, so, so yeah, so then it's just like really kind of thinking about how to get the word out about it. So open to any and all ideas if you guys have ones outside of the things that I'm already doing. So.
We talked to Southold and their community housing department.
I'm not in contact with them a lot. But if if that's something you feel like you could pick up, that'd be cool.
Probably.
Great.
Where is the RFP, you guys, on the site? Under,
I don't know exactly. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'm not on my computer,
Okay.
but it's on there. Yeah.
okay,
Does that have to
I
get
think
listed in
it
papers?
says bid postings.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But do these not have to get listed in the papers like,
They are getting listed in the papers.
Okay, but
They're being published today.
published already? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's, the people who would be interested in this kind of thing are going to be looking in those.
Yeah,
places.
that's kind of what I,
Yeah.
One of my questions to that, is it going to be published in any paper besides the Reporter?
the Suffolk Times.
Oh, good, okay, all
Yeah.
right, a little broader.
Is there a builders association?
I do not know.
There's the Long Island Builders Association, try sending it to that.
Okay.
Trying to think of other.
You're reaching out to the woman that you I talked to.
Yeah, I sent it to her as soon as it posted.
Back to the papers, any reason to put it in Newsday? I mean, just the broader,
I mean,
Can't hurt.
yeah.
I was gonna suggest the other 5 towns, so, I mean, Southampton, East Hampton, Sag Harbor.
I gotta check out what our budget is.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
But yeah, we could put it in more papers. I think Newsday might be an interesting one, or like like more broad.
yeah.
That's an interesting. idea.
There's the Long Island, I'm just on the computer, so there's the Long
Yeah.
Island Builders Institute that represents 600 home builders. So maybe we can, I'll see how to get in contact with them and forward it.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Alright.
Yeah, so I'm just excited.
I have a question unrelated to A and B.
Sure.
Now that it is out, should we start work on the development of the contract and the lease? Because I think it's going to be a process and it's going to be iterative. And rather have some of the questions and concerns addressed earlier, so when somebody comes forward, we're not
Yeah.
scrambling.
I think that that is a great,
You want me to?
that's a great idea.
Maria?
I also just wanted to kind of say, I will just say that I, especially with the ADUs and the zoning that I'm working on, am probably at capacity, just with also,
I can do that with Miriam.
yeah, I think that would be great, because I think that I just have to probably step back from that, just because it's also tax season, so it's heating up, so I don't, yeah, but if you want to get started with that, that would be great. Cool.
No, I think it's going to be iterative.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah,
I got
if the
that.
spirit moves you, then like,
I'll reach
go
out.
get it.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll reach out to
Yeah,
Miriam.
that sounds great. Southbury zoning. So Bran and I were at the initial meeting. Bran, do you want to kind of give a recap?
I mean, from what I can understand, we went to the meeting of everyone involved,
Yeah.
which they were just handing out sort of assignments based on our application. And our council was there to answer questions, but it was really just a preliminary meeting to sort of go through their checklist of who is responsible in terms of like the building department and engineering and all that stuff. Yeah, so it was a quick meeting. Well, I guess we'll just have updates from them. We have some things on the timeline, right, Liz? I don't remember
Yeah.
what the dates were.
We had, we are gonna go before, I don't know if I have it on my phone here, but we have a date for zoning board. And yeah, I don't have it here. Anyway, I won't get into it, but we have a date, which I'll forward to you guys, where we're going to zoning board, and I think it went to planning board, which was this week. And so somebody else is looking, that they're looking into it. And then we have a final date. Ben, do you guys remember when the town board date is?
I don't, I think your zoning board date is the 26th is the hearing maybe?
That seems,
That's not right, March 26th?
that seems, yeah.
Okay, so I think that's the hearing. And then, no, I'm sorry, that's February 26th, yeah, February 26th, and then they should be done with it by March, their March meeting, the 19th. Zoning board should be done with that, I would think.
Okay,
And then the site plan review, which is separate from planning board, just had the preliminary meeting where we assigned everybody the tasks to look at the site plan. So then that, I think we were thinking March, everybody, because all the committees and stuff need to look at it and then get their reports back to
Yeah.
the town board. So it was March or early April.
that seems
would be
right.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think early April.
so I will make sure that everybody here has the dates in case if we want to go to, I know I'll go to, if they're, I think ZBA is during the day, isn't it?
No, ZBA is at night. so
Okay,
that's-
great. So I'll go to the ZBA just to just be there for the hearings. If anybody wants to come, I'll make sure that gets out.
Yeah, I'll definitely come to those, Liz.
Awesome. Yeah, and then we'll go, and then I believe that it goes to, once everybody reports back in, then it'll go to a public hearing with the town board, is that correct? I always forget how there's.
Site plan review,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Cool. So, yeah, it's going. Yeah, so let's see what else. Does anybody have?
I have something on that,
Yeah,
which is,
absolutely.
I realize we're far into it for now, but the world, hopefully, we will be doing this again.
Mhm.
And from my own personal perspective and read,
Yeah.
I think that the prior town attorney was wrong in terms of the floating zone. And I was wondering if the town board would like to look into that again with its current attorney, that the floating zone works as it's in the code.
On my list, Bill.
It is, okay. Yeah, because I think that this was a waste that didn't have to occur. But I mean, that's one person's interpretation. So, but,
Yeah, no, it would be interesting to get another perspective on the housing floating zone.
It was one person's interpretation that shut it down too, so.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Um, fund update. So we are at 890. We got,
That's exciting.
yeah, well, we're gonna spend all of it, so don't worry about it. I was like, don't get too excited. We
RFQ.
probably. We got 43 in deposits for last month, so it's going good.
Anything in the pipeline, Peter?
Any projections?
Anything in the pipeline? Nothing major to speak of.
Okay.
First quarter is always the slowest in this
yeah.
business.
When what do you think are the busiest quarters, or what do you expect for Q2?
Third and fourth are usually the busiest.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of homes. I mean, I have two friends who have one over 2, and I think the other one's over 5 on the market now. Is it just that this time of year nothing moves?
Correct.
Okay, so
It really starts picking up for March, April, May, because people want to close and try and get in for the summer.
gotcha.
And then number 7, I was gonna ask Meg about the pro housing community fund update.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to the resolution.
Yeah,
Whether the board wants to do it or not, and it just hasn't made it onto our agenda. So I'll recirculate it amongst the board so everyone can read it and look at it again.
Okay.
It's on the website, it's on the state's website.
Yeah.
But I'll send that back out to
Okay.
everybody.
just because that would be, potentially might open up some funding, which
Yeah.
building isn't getting cheaper. So I'm always looking for a funding source. And actually what I realized was, is actually not on the agenda, but I wanted to just say, I believe that this is going to be Maria's last meeting. Yeah. So I just wanted to say, I know you've got a lot of stuff going on, professionally, and I just wanted to say a big thank you for your service and your dedication, and just your being on this board has not been an easy or popular thing to do in the last few years, and you have just been the number one cheerleader, out there talking to people. And
Thank you. That's very kind. That's very
Yeah.
kind of you. I
anyway,
have definitely not done as much as I wanted to do, but anyway, at least we've got stuff started, Liz, so that's important.
well, I just really appreciate you, and it's just been wonderful to be able to do this work with you for the last few years. And so I just want to say how much I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.
Seconded, yeah.
I will
Sure.
see,
Thanks, Maria.
you'll see me around town, guys. I'm not going anywhere.
All right, awesome.
So-
Perhaps we could take you to Vegas as a thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if we
right
get that
now.
pro housing, if we get that designation to get some more dollars.
We have 890,000 to play with, so.
That's
Right.
true, Peter, that's true.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna miss you. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this all happening. So thank you, Liz.
That is mostly what I have, my friendly friends.
So we're gonna have an open space and They're gonna,
Yeah, we'll advertise for the open seat on the housing
Yeah.
board, so if
Yeah,
anybody's
let's-
interested, they'll be able to apply and
Yeah.
interview and.
And to that, I did want to say, this is it's something that I've been thinking about. I know we've talked about as a board. I think that I think we've just come so far with like the folks that we have, but one space that I feel where we could really add to our expertise would be to have somebody in the building or construction trade. I know Mark and I have had some conversations about it, but I just also, want to just encourage everyone to, if there's somebody that that might be a good fit, just to just go maybe do a little recruiting and maybe encourage some folks to apply, just especially because of the stuff that we have going on in the next year. It would be wonderful to have somebody,
some expertise.
some expertise in that. We've been really fortunate that we've had so many folks that have been able to come in and kind of pinch hit and, come in when we really needed that advice, but it would be great to have just somebody here every month. So anyway,
Why
just
don't
putting
we-
that out there.
Yeah, why don't we do this? Why don't we all think about it, and then Liz, before we go to them, maybe send all the names to you or on a group mail?
Yeah, that would be great. I can start I'll
Because
start
there might be a couple of them out there that
Yeah.
somebody knows something about that you don't want.
Yeah, or that somebody already has a relationship with and might be
Yes.
if they had better ask. That's a great idea, Peter. So maybe I'll start an email chain with all of us. But yeah, I think that would be definitely something to look for.
We can also put that preference in the ad, say we're looking for someone who wants to be on the community housing board, we would
That's-
love for you to have building experience.
Yeah, I would very much like that. Yeah, because I feel like, I felt like when we did, I know it's not this board, but the Community Housing Fund Advisory Board, and there was all those specifications of the expertise. And, when we kind of transferred over a lot of those folks to this board, I just felt like it really kind of pushed us. It it helped accelerate us to our goals. And so that's been one we haven't been able to weave in. So it'd be cool to get that.
Liz, I spoke with two people, one who clearly is going to be conflicted out. But it doesn't have to be the full group, but is there a way to figure out or have someone let me know where the conflict line is?
Yeah, well, I think that maybe that's what we're kind of talking about. Why don't we pick it up by email and we can kind of talk about that amongst ourselves, and we could maybe run some scenarios past Board of Ethics or something,
Yeah, because I mean, there was one who is a potential, I might be interested in bidding on that. Well, okay, well, that doesn't work. You're
That's gone.
conflicted. But somebody who is sort of maybe a junior sub to that person, but has experience in the building world.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
not
we would
sure
have to,
would-
I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, I think that's a great, here's the thing it's just, I think we might have to run some of those scenarios past Board of Ethics. I mean, I think that there's always the financial entanglement question that kind of comes up. So we always have to clear that bar. But also at the same time, we are an extremely small community. So I would just want to get an opinion on it. But they're super responsive. So that shouldn't be,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll talk to him and we can discuss. The other thing is he also doesn't want to be in a position where he's deemed by his community to be profiting off of something.
Well, we
that's
would, we would just he would need to make sure that he wasn't, if he was going to be here.
Yes.
So we would need to solve
He
that.
couldn't be a
The ethics
subcontractor.
board would say no.
He can't be a
Yes. No,
subcontractor on the
I
deal.
understand. It's not that he actually would be profiting. It's
Yeah, it's like the
the
optics of it.
perception that.
Yeah, that makes
that he-
sense. Yeah, we would have to,
Important.
yeah, I think it'll take some finesse and handling, but I think that it is worth the effort just because that would be so useful. in the coming months.
I'll take another run. There's 2 people who live on this island who are affordable housing developers. I've talked to them before, but they didn't wanna, this is where they kind of live. They don't do work here.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely like speak to them and like, bring up their names for. Yeah, I think we'll all, but
Wouldn't be bidding on
Take
it?
another run.
Yeah,
They
great.
both said like, no, I come here to relax. I do that.
Right.
You don't wanna work where I play?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
well, it is gonna be a lot of work, so
Supporting the
I,
community, they've come to.
yeah, I mean, and I think that
Relaxing.
that's actually the other thing that I would say to everybody that's talking to is, just to be transparent about like, we are about to go into a big season. So if somebody does not have the bandwidth for that, this is not for them. This is gonna be a big season. We're gonna do some of the biggest stuff that we've done in housing in 20 plus years. So if it's not something that they have the time or bandwidth for, they should not do it. So I don't want to misrepresent it to anybody, like, this is just like, it's gonna be a lot of work. Yeah. All right, old business, or any old business that we haven't talked about? New business that we haven't?
God, this could be the record.
I'm really,
I'm short, man.
you know what it is? I run tax review meetings in exactly 30 minutes. I have like an internal barometer
Right.
where I was just like, okay, 5 minutes out, you gotta like wrap it up. It's just like I can do it. All right, it's wild. I guess my only question would be, is there anybody actually, I don't remember how we do it.
I think technically
allowed to
you
ask?
can't speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pam, no, could.
Pam did.
Pam, yeah.
He doesn't want-
She's passing up a chop.
Oh, yeah.
No, no, Pam always wants to speak. Come on.
Pam. Hello, Pam.
You're,
Yeah, hi,
you're,
good evening, everybody. No, I don't always want to speak, but I just
come
wanted
on,
to.
I'm just teasing you.
I know, Bill, I love you. I do. I do. Happy Valentine's Day. No, just wanted to confirm that you're gonna have, the ZBA is gonna do the public hearing on the zoning for this on the 26th of February.
I believe so. I will just tell you, Pam, I don't have the dates in front of me, so I'm gonna actually have to check the schedule myself on this website.
Yeah, well, that is the next date that they have for their hearings scheduled.
then
So I guess
that's
that's what we'll tell
probably-
before
yeah.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
good,
go.
good.
And that's
Yeah, no,
it.
the sooner the better.
Yeah.
The sooner the better. Get it straightened out. Absolutely.
It's also
Good.
my daughter's 16th birthday, so
Oh,
yeah, crazy.
That's right, she's Pisces like me.
Gonna be 16. She's gonna be driving soon. Everybody watch out.
Give her the text 16 mentally.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, Pam. All right, so
motion to
you
adjourn?
guys, this is like,
The fastest one ever.
Yeah,
I love that we're doing all this stuff and we're just like,
yeah, they should all go this smoothly.
Sometimes 10 minutes long, it's great.
yeah. All right, does anybody feel motiony in here? You look like a.
I did, and he seconded.
Seconded already, so we're.
We're way ahead of you.
Aye.
Thanks for the good time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
All
you.
right.